Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Salary cap called kryptonite for Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. In real life, when we ask our boss for a raise, a common response might be to get told, "I'm not made of money," and we keep it moving. Better luck next year and all that. In the NFL, that ask gets much different. That's because the people who run things actually are made of money, and no one is made of more money than Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, who saw his team become the most valuable pro sports franchise in the world with a $10 billion valuation from Forbes in 2024. Jones bought the Cowboys for $140 million from Bum Bright in 1989. So, why has it been so hard for Jones to sign his best players? And what is the rationale to lose money year in and year out by waiting to sign those players later rather than earlier? ESPN's Get Out called the NFL's salary cap and Jones' inability to sign the Cowboys' best players in timely fashion as his kryptonite on July 30th as the Cowboys continue their prolonged, messy contract negotiations with NFL All-Pro edge rusher Micah Parsons. The salary cap has been kryptonite for Jerry Jones for a long time, ESPN's Mike Greenberg said. From a financial standpoint, his philosophy on contract negotiations doesn't work. From a football standpoint, inarguably, it doesn't work. The Cowboys are coming off an 8-9 season in 2024 after consecutive 12-5 seasons in 2022 and 2023. The franchise hasn't made it to the NFC Championship game since the 1995 season, when they won their third Super Bowl in 4 seasons. It's the longest NFC Championship game drought for any team in the NFC. You don't need a degree in finance to do the math on how much money the Cowboys have lost in recent years by waiting on long-term contract extensions for their best players. If the Cowboys make Parsons the highest-paid defensive player in the NFL, which they almost inevitable will, that looks like a 4-year, $168 million contract extension that pays him $42 million annually. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott is the highest-paid player in the NFL with a 4-year, $240 million contract that pays him $60 million per year. NFL All-Pro wide receiver CeeDee Lamb signed a 4-year, $136 million contract before the 2024 season that pays him $34 million per year. Had the Cowboys done what most NFL teams do and signed those players 1 year earlier, it would have saved them an estimated $21 million in salary in 2025 and an estimated $92 million over the lifetime of those 3 contracts. Cowboys get tough news on starter as injuries mount in camp. It's not much of a surprise when an NFL team opens camp and undergoes a wave of injuries, and even if it feels especially harrowing as it is happening, it's important to remember that it's par for the course in the league. Certainly, the Cowboys have had their share of tense moments to open this summer, with Rob Jones and Tyler Guyton both suffering injuries in the first 5 days of practices, but as much as the offensive line has been knocked around, there is a unit that just might have it worse. That would be the defensive backs. The Cowboys have already dealt with 4 of their top corners being on the shelf, for a variety of reasons to open camp: Trayvon Diggs, Siobhan Revel, Josh Butler and Darren Bland. Now, a 5th is joining them, as second-year man Kalen Carson, who started 5 games last season before going out with a shoulder injury, is now down, too. Carson suffered a hyperextended knee and is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks, meaning he could be ready for the team's opener. But this figured to be a big camp for Carson, who had an opportunity to make an impact, especially with the injuries around him. As the Cowboys team site wrote, the poor get poorer, in this case, seeing as Diggs and rookie 3rd-round pick Siobhan Revel are on the reserve lists to begin camp, along with Josh Butler, leaving the cornerback depth chart having only Darren Bland and the outstanding camp play of Kaiir Elam to lean on. Of course, if the injuries were an opportunity for Carson, they are also an opportunity for guys further down the Cowboys' defensive back depth chart. The Cowboys have been using a starting bunch of Kaiir Elam, Troy Pride Jr. and Keeman Hall at corner and nickel back. I always look at that as opportunity first, said defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus. You're getting a chance for the guys who are competing to step up and move into that first or second team, which they wouldn't normally be if the starters were there. Those guys have great opportunity to show what they can do. You always have to understand, players are in or players are out because that's part of football. You're going to lose guys during the course of the year. You're never going to be at 100%. You have to learn how to move your scheme to fit the skill set that you have. And I understand at some points you have to cover people, right? Cowboys cornerback depth takes another hit. Is it time to call Gilmore? The Dallas Cowboys situation at cornerback continues to grow more complicated and more urgent. On top of Trayvon Diggs starting camp on the PUP list and rookie Siobhan Revel sidelined on NFI, the team has now lost another young defensive back. Fifth-round pick Kalen Carson is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a knee hyperextension. That puts even more pressure on a unit already walking a tightrope in terms of health and depth. In response, the Cowboys acted quickly, signing veteran cornerback Christian Matthew, a 2022 seventh-round pick who most recently spent time with the Cardinals and Bears. While Matthew brings some size and special teams potential, he's far from a guaranteed contributor. And that raises the question, is this move enough? Every time this conversation comes up, one name inevitably resurfaces, Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore, a former Defensive Player of the Year and 5-time Pro Bowler, played for Dallas in 2023 and was arguably the team's most consistent corner after Diggs tore his ACL. Despite being 33, Gilmore remained effective in coverage and showed veteran poise, something that could be invaluable with the uncertainty surrounding Diggs, Revel, and now Carson. What's more, Gilmore was spotted at the Star earlier this offseason, fueling speculation that a reunion may not be off the table. The Cowboys haven't ruled it out publicly, but with their cap space tight due to pending extensions, most notably for Micah Parsons and Darren Bland, it would have to be a team-friendly deal. Still, the team could benefit from Gilmore's presence both on the field and in the locker room. With the season opener just weeks away, it may be time for Dallas to pick up the phone and bring back a familiar face, before their depth chart turns from thin to desperate.